Welcome to your lesson. We're going to be teaching you how to make a pinch pot. Can you say pinch pot? Very good. Pinch pot. We're going to be using our hands to hand build. Can you say hand build? Hand build. Hand build a pinch pot out of some air dry clay. We're going to build a pinch pot with a piece of air dry clay. You're going to need a piece of paper, a piece of clay about the same size as your fist. You are going to need a cup of water. You're going to need some tools like toothpicks or a plastic butter knife. And you can also use the end of a permanent black marker. And the first thing we're going to do to make the pinch pot is we are going to make a sphere. Can you say sphere? Sphere. A sphere of clay. This is a 3D circle. Little 3D ball of clay, just like that. It should look like a snowball. If you've ever seen a snowball, or you can look up a picture of a snowball if you're not familiar. From the snowball, we are going to make a jelly donut shape that will then become a pinch pot. And we're going to build the pinch pot upside down. Isn't that silly? We're going to make the pinch pot upside down. Can you say upside down? Upside down. And inside the pinch pot is going to be the two little pigs from the story of the two little pigs and the big bad wolf. But in this story, we only have two little pigs, and we have a clay house in this story called an adobe house. Can you say adobe? Adobe. Good job, adobe. Outside the pinch pot are going to be your fingers. We have 8 fingers, and 2 thumbs. And then the fingers are going to represent the wolves. We have 8 wolves and 2 little pigs to form the pinch pot. Pinch pot, which will look like half of a baseball or a bird's nest on a branch, is kind of the look we're going for. You can imagine this is the tree branch and here is the bird's nest on the branch, or that we've chopped a baseball in half. So step 1 is to form the sphere, the snowball shape. So you're going to use this part of your hand. So your hand's flat, you want to cup it so it's rounded and it fits right to the piece of clay. And I'm going to turn the clay, and then I'm going to tap the clay like I'm packing a snowball. So I'm turning it and packing it so it stays round, so it doesn't turn into a hockey puck. Now we're going to take some water and we're going to smooth out any elephant skin that you see with your fingers. You can just use it like an eraser to erase any cracks. The better the sphere, the better the pinch pot. Step 2 is it's going to look like a jelly donut. You're going to press your thumb to make an opening. You might need an adult's help for this part to make that opening so it's a little bit easier for you to see how it kind of looks like a jelly donut, but the jelly would be sitting there in the donut. Now the 2 thumbs are going to be the 2 little pigs, and we have the 8 wolves. And we're going to put 1 piggy inside the house. And these fingers, pretend they're glued together so it looks like a duck's mouth, duck's bill. And we're going to pinch and turn, pinch and turn. Now the other thumb can now fit. And we're going to keep the pinch pot in the air upside down the whole time we're shaping it. We're pinching and turning them, letting go, and pinching. These fingers will pretend they're glued together. And the wolves stay outside the house. They're the big bad wolves. They're not really good party guests either. We don't really want them in the house. They put holes in the walls. They eat all the good snacks. They let the cat out. They jump on the bed with dirty shoes. They're not great party guests. The two little pigs are excellent party guests, and that's why they get to go in the house. Now, when you get it this shape, it should look like half of a baseball or the bird's nest. And now I'm going to take some water. I'm going to smooth out all that cracks that are happening. And now the fun part is you get to decorate your pinch pot with any kind of tools you have. You can make little lines. You can draw a picture. You can use the end of a Sharpie to make circles. If you don't like what you drew, no big deal. You can take some water and you can erase it. No problem. Clay dust is not really good for our nose or eyes. It's important that when you're done with the clay and it's all dry and caked on, you can wash that down the drain and vacuum up this. And you don't really want to use a dustpan or a broom because it'll kick the dust into the air. It's really not good for us. You can vacuum it up or use a wet sponge to wipe this up and throw away your paper mat. We don't want to work on the table because it gets stuck to the table and then our pinch pot will break. And the reason we don't want the wolves in the house, here's what happens if I don't follow the directions. Our hands become this wrenching motion, especially when we put the pinch pot down. And you can see what happens is we start to lose the pinch pot shape and it opens up like this. So we want it to be thick, like a pencil or a Sharpie is thick. So we want the walls to be thick. Now this is air dry clay. You're going to put it somewhere safe, away from windows, heaters, and fans and sunshine, so it can slowly dry for 7 days. And then you could take it to a local pottery studio and ask them if they would fire it for you, or you can just leave it as is and paint it with some acrylic paint, because this is just air dry clay. If you buy the kind in the description box below, it is also kiln. You can also fire it in a kiln. So I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me and learning about the pinch pot. There are only 3 ways to hand build, and pinch pot is one of those 3 ways to build with your hands. So it's an important building block of hand building with clay. See you next time.